Good evening, my name is Adamar Wood. They call me the Zotmeister. This is Warlord Wednesday. We are returning once again to Civilization Call to Power. I am hoping that things will be a little less ghetto this time around than they had been in my previous sessions of this. I'm trying something new. I've tried making a few, shall we say, adjustments at the streaming end that will hopefully make it so that the audio stutters less. Probably won't stop stuttering completely, but hopefully will stutter less. And maybe, just maybe, I can get the game's videos to play without resorting to YouTube. Can't make any promises though. It's one of those things you can't really test until you've gone live to find out. So, I've gone live. Let's find out. Let me get that game loaded up. I save it under just Twitch or no? I left the year on it this time. Yeah, I can tell by the chart here how many turns have gone into the game. Here we are. 354 turns in. It's 2006 AD in the game. I was actually hoping to make it to 2016 last session, but that would have been a little much of a stretch. Okay, so when we last left our civilization, it's fun. I'm actually playing a separate game offline right now, so to speak. I use turbo button on PC, I know, right? I am doing a lot worse in that game than the one I'm doing for you all right now. This is actually much better in comparison. I had to resort to Plan F in that game, and even then I'm still not doing so well. Things are going a lot better here. A lot better. I have a good chunk of public works built up. Is that button near the any key? Alright, so definitely need to see what the score was. Oh yeah, someone declared war on me, like right at the end, didn't they? Yep. The only civs I am not at war with currently are the Canadians and the Koreans, and neither of them are particularly happy with me. Therefore, active war. So orange, green, pink, and whatever color the Egyptian text is in, are all against me right now. The Egyptians are definitely the strongest of them. They're the only ones listed as weak, as opposed to very weak. I suppose that's a sign that I'm doing pretty well for myself. Encoding overload, really? Gotta be kidding me. Well, to be fair, we do have an awful lot of franchises going right now, including 5 in Egyptian cities. I'm surprised they don't have democracy yet and have sued them into oblivion. Well, I guess I've just got lots and lots of production going for me. The Box Ghost! Beware! Good to see you here. So, yeah, they've got a full stack of 9 right outside of one of my cities here, and I still only have Renaissance units in it. That might be a slight issue. Might be a slight issue. I do have some modern units on their way to a gathering here, as I recall, from which point they should hopefully be able to do something about the Incans, which have been more than a little pesky. And I am trying to get another city set up here. I can establish a lucrative trade. In crab meat, apparently. I've got a corporate branch sitting right here. Looks like it's going to start having some fun with the Canadians, if at all possible. Okay, as far as my cities are concerned, Kyoto still has Galileo's telescope active in it. Well, I've got 6 scientists set aside in it. I'm getting 700 research a turn from that city. You think I could be contained within a cylindrical container? Oh, man. Oh, 1,054 gold going to science. That's getting multiplied by, Am I still in a... I am still in a theocracy. Yeah. Still in a theocracy. The happiness is still worth it to me, although probably not going to be much longer from now. Probably gonna have to switch that soon. Osaka and Satsuma working on machine gunners. Satsuma does not need that entertainer at all. Oh, but they have no land left to work. Only 2... Yeah, these 2 tiles are being used by Kopan. These 2 tiles are enemy occupied at the moment. I can't do that. Well then, since the entertainer is literally worthless, I guess they should be either a scientist or a merchant instead. My instinct says scientist, so I shall do that. Okay. Vancouver, also a pretty decent chunk right now. They do need that entertainer in order to retain celebration status. Although next turn they'll have that drugstore finished, and then they won't need that entertainer. Yeah, there's lots of basic plains tiles there I'm not bothering to work. Got a bunch of scientists instead. Sounds like a good idea to me. Addis Ababa. Must have just finished whatever it was they were building. There is nothing in their queue right now. Let's see, courthouse, but whatever. Hospital, clearly not necessary yet. Movie palace, totally unnecessary. Incubation center. That is an option for me now. Small production booster. And in this city, that's actually probably going to be a very good idea, come to think of it. And then, of course, there are those wonders. Quite a few of them building up. Quickly check some queues. Nothing beyond the oil refinery there. Okay. Oops, that makes visiting a queue impossible. I could just have them cranking out machine gunner. Okay, you've also got artillery and lawyer in your queue. You, it's just the drugstore. Your queue's about to be empty. Edmonton, of course, a recent addition. It's still building some of the, at this point, cheaper buildings. Okay. So I guess... Yeah, I can't think of a reason not to work on the incubation center there. Doesn't a courthouse let you form more tiles, or do you have your civs in a twist? Yeah, you have your civs in a twist. That's, Civilization Revolution, the courthouse expands out the city radius. Here the courthouse is a crime reducer. And my crime is non-existent in 5 out of my 6 cities because they are all in a celebration status, and as such, have virtually no crime to... They have literally no crime to speak of whatsoever. Any crime that you see listed here would all be coming from Edmonton. It's the only city where my happiness is not so high as to negate crime effects. And as you can see, that's all zeros right now anyway. All zeros. No crime at all here. Some might start showing up next turn, but it's going to be pretty minor anyhow. There's something wrong with this country. I lack the time to go into the details of the country that I live in right now and my concerns with it. But yeah. Okay, I have lots of public works sitting around. Why am I getting so many encoding overloads? I literally lowered my settings. This should be less intense. Well, hold on a sec. There is one thing I didn't do. Maybe I should do that. Of course, that'll probably make things start stuttering again. Hopefully put an end to those issues. Why am I getting so many... I know I did this. Yep. I did the... What in the name of... Oh, that's right. I actually can't change that. And I know this. Alright. Hopefully it just settles down. Anyway... Is there anything I want to spend those public works on? First thing I want to check is if any of my cities... Yeah, check the cartridge. Blowing it. Yeah, just try to slide it over to the side, get the pins to line up better. Yeah. Well, none of my cities seem to be starving. I do have my rations lowered at the cost of my wages. With celebrations going, that's the right idea. I want to get things to where there are like multiple cities I cannot possibly keep in celebration status, and then I will go ahead and simply switch governments. Probably to democracy, unless I get something even better than that before then. I suppose corporate republic might not be too far away. It's interesting to compare those two. Alright, how bad is pollution in my cities? It's about time for me to actually consider that. Especially if I'm building an oil refinery. Alright. Oh, you already have an oil refinery, that's why it's heavy there. Okay. And so do you. This is acceptable for the time being. It might get unpleasant if I let it sit untouched for too long, but it'd be alright. In this game, pollution can have a very immediate impact. City happiness is definitely a concern. As well as actually, you know, keeping your tiles intact as they are. It's unfortunate to just see something become a blackened, crispy, dead tile in this game. Few things make you feel worse. Okay, do I spend any of that public works, then? I'm almost afraid to spend it on Satsuma, under the circumstances, just in case I happen to lose them. Looks like most of what I've been doing with public works is getting land squared away. Yeah, this city up here in particular is going to be a little problematic. Maybe I can give them a head start. That would be really nice. Do this. And I'm not going to have much as far as mining opportunities are concerned, are they? There's desert hills, but they're so close to the other cities that I'm probably gonna have trouble actually using them. That should get that city a very strong start, at least. I've got my rails linked up. That doesn't seem to be major concern. Looks like I've been upgrading all of my mines to advanced mines. That's solid stuff. I don't actually have public works percent set aside. I don't have any cities on infrastructure at the moment, so I'm not gaining public works points at this time. Suppose I have some farms I can upgrade. Is Ababa still using all three of... Yeah, they are, okay. I can upgrade one of them. It'll be this one. And hopefully, will be good use of that. It appears that all of my units have already acted. But one thing I do want to make sure... See if I have not yet. Okay. Hold on a sec. I've got a weird thing happening here. I know exactly why, and I can fix this. Hopefully. There we go. I just had windows overlapping, and it was ever so slightly, but it was enough to muck the cursor up. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Excellent. Seems the sound effects are skipping slightly less, anyway. They are still skipping, but it is lessened. Scratch one musketeer. Scratch another musketeer. This bodes well. Bodes really well. If he goes straight for the attack, he should fail. He should fail. All the same, though, glad that I've got better units coming in the near future. Is Satsuma working on an artillery after that? They are, excellent. And another lawyer, curiously enough. Alright, I think we are ready to move on to another turn. Yep, you went for it. He didn't wait for his units to heal up. What a moron! He's not gonna kill anybody in there, not even that ancient mounted archer. It took a pounding, but it still lives. I did not lose a single unit in that assault. What an impatient moron. Oi! I saw that. My corporate branch chilling there. He should know where it is, because his lawyer walked right past it. But he hasn't sued it, for some reason. Okay, so Addis Ababa has a lawyer problem. I can deal with this. Machine gunners getting completed. Vancouver has finished its drugstore and has nothing in its queue after the fact. Oh, I'm getting public works from all of those franchises. That's why I'm getting public works. Silly me. Silly me. How soon we forget things. Alright, no. Fortify. You're not... I want to talk to the city, not the units. Thank you. We no longer need an entertainer here. Let's have another scientist instead. Yeah, so those are the good tiles. Those are the good tiles to work. Okay, and they can still celebrate. Are there any other happiness buildings? Because they're gonna need one soon. No? And production here is kind of thin. I hate building mines in flatland. I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I resort to that. I would almost rather save up the public works to put a hill in outside of a city and then mine the hill than I would to just drop a mine on flatland. Well, let me see. think I'm going to upgrade another farm. So those don't seem to be an issue at the moment. This is not a high production city in the first place. I probably don't want to even bother with the oil refinery or incubation center here. And building a wonder would take too long. I suppose they could chunk away at a unit or something. We only have ancient units in here, don't we? Actually, it's mostly Renaissance units. All the same, let's let them have a machine gunner and an artillery for their own defense. They can take their time building those. After that, I'm probably just going to put them on infrastructure. Get more public works out of them. I see cities with 87 happiness. I make sure they don't have any surplus entertainers. That is not the case. Good. I can put you back to work on the land. I've freed up a tile. I can simply kill that diplomat because we are at war and he is a jerk. Diplomats can function as spies. Okay, so you got your machine gunner. Nice, solid defender. You fortify. Lawyer here. Hold on a sec. I know I've got another lawyer kicking around somewhere. Close this up. Okay, that's all my active units. I have got another lawyer. I know I've got two. I stand totally corrected. I must have lost him. There's only one lawyer here. Okay then, that would be why I'm building a second one in Satsuma. Let's get this guy over to Addis Ababa, where I know there is another lawyer. Because it filed an injunction on me. Let us sue that guy into oblivion. I love that. Okay. You may as well take a nap here. Montreal is wary. I'm guessing I tried to franchise that last turn. Let's try to franchise Ottawa this turn. Success. Alright, unfortunately, I'm kind of pinned here. Unless I get a boat to take him away from there, he's kind of stuck at the moment. I'll just skip his turn. Okay, Osaka has another machine gunner. So what is sitting here already? Okay, an artillery and a machine gunner. Is this consisting of 3 of each? Nice. All it's missing is one more machine gunner, and then that is a full stack of modern units. Perfect for trying to take over an Incan city. Alright, so I know where they're going. You guys! You've finally made it to the city site. Alright, so you will be moving here. Joining that stack. Let's link those together. Alright, that's everybody. The settler is going to have to wait a turn in order to build that city. Yeah, I can't believe something that good was sitting so close and nobody picked it up. With all the swamp around, I can understand, but still. Yeah, that's stupid valuable there. Do I have any other... No, that's actually going to be my first trade opportunity, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Ooh. Alright, so the city up here is going to become a big money city. And I should prioritize banks, etc. as a result of that. And I should consider, and I know I'm very close to it technologically, I should consider going for genetic tailoring. Oh, I'm researching genetic tailoring right now. Perfect. That will give me access to Dinosaur Park, and that will make that a very, very nice money city. Very nice. Lion! Hello, good to see you here. Okay. You guys can fortify. You are officially defending a city. Starting next turn. I'm literally building a city under you. Right under your feet. Okay. This is looking workable. Edmonton's Conquest Distress going down. They are now... Yep. At the default happiness level. All the pluses and minuses adding up. Nothing like Warlord Wednesday on top of a donut. Yes, yes indeed. Gotta love Donut World. You even go, well, actually it won't scroll in two directions at once, but yeah, you can't actually scroll it diagonally, but you know, it's funny, as part of the DRM Freedom sale going on at Humble, I picked up the indie mixtape collection. I think it's like $1.09. And one of the games in there is sort of like a little puzzle game called Test Chamber. And its conceit is that, well, it's one of those move around pushing blocks kind of puzzle games, but it takes place in a toroidal space. The top and bottoms wrap around, as do the sides, and they let you sort of see overscan enough that you will actually see like multiple versions of your character on screen at once, and sometimes you actually have to use that to solve a puzzle. You might be pushing a block in one direction, and then you need to keep moving up so that essentially your lower image, the one from the wraparound, comes up to push another block. It's a cute little thing. I don't know if I would be, like, streaming something like that or not, but I enjoyed that. Some of the other games in that mixtape I probably will be streaming. I looked at, like, the first 10 minutes or so of Detective Chirpums, and I was like, no, I need to do this live. I need to blind play that on a stream at some point. I actually haven't ruled out doing that tomorrow, and just be like... Yeah, Throwback Thursday will not be seen tonight, so we may bring you a special episode. Just a thought I had. I haven't actually decided yet. But yes, gotta love this. I don't know why it is that no other Civ game lets you do that. It's just like, remove all the borders. Play on a toroidal planet. Fantastic idea. Great fun. Alright, I think I can move on to the next turn.
Building complete.
Oh, what now? Edmonton got pillaged. Some frickin' ancient trireme just trashed one of my nets. Oh, the Canadians have gone to war with me now, too. Glorious. Everybody wants a piece of me. Alright, then. So be it. Well, at this point, they can very much just try to attack my corporate branch. I may as well take this risk. And nope, that failed. That's unfortunate. Ooh, you're blocking the way. Let's see if we can have you sneak north. Okay, oh, I didn't tell you to move... Oh, no, that's actually a brand new one. You're still working on a new force. I will have you fortify, and before I forget... Let's have you switch over to an artillery for your own defense. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze this right into the queue. We're building a wonder. Oh, jeez. Hi, Duke. Good to see you. He was streaming Renegade earlier. I was watching that. Oh, man, that game is so brutal in its final stage. Okay, so I've got some choices here. Hollywood, probably not going to be terribly useful just yet, but I certainly don't want anyone else having it. Agency is kind of situational. I don't have any reason right now to think that's going to be necessary. for me. Contraception is absolutely positively something I want to have, and definitely before I find myself needing to switch governments. In fact, if I get contraception, I could probably switch governments right then and there. Genome Project. Fun, useful, especially given that I'm at war with everybody, all of my units having an extra 10% hit points, which is a nice thing. But that's still relatively small help. Globesat has a very, very strong allure, but just how much it actually helps me is debatable. Mind you, it might make this live stream certainly a lot more interesting. We get to see a lot more of what the AI does, although it does mean that their turns will take a bit longer. Hollywood would look beautiful next to the Sphinx. It would. This is like my strongest production city at the moment. I think it has to be contraception. I think my antiquated theocracy is really beginning to show its age. When I switch governments off of theocracy, all of my cathedrals will become less effective. Given that I've got the Hagia Sophia still active, that means all of my cities will be losing 4 happiness. Contraception will boost the happiness of all of my cities by 5, so that will make up for that. That will allow me to keep celebrations going and be in a better government. So that's probably the angle I'm going to take. Although, I really have to... How close am I to Corporate Republic, anyway? It's behind... Oh. Really? Oh, I would need to take mass production, and that hasn't happened yet. That's right. Mass production would simply cause the Hagia Sophia to stop working entirely. Corporate Republic is behind that. So it might actually be a ways yet. Okay. Weighed the pros and cons. Oh, well, this is actually kind of obvious. Give them an incubation center. Build that first. And then... anybody have any ideas? I'm not sure which one I want to build. I'll make it contraception.
Construction started.
Of all of these, the contraception is by far the one I most want to have for myself and that I don't want anyone else having. So I may as well put that one on the list first. Looks good to me. That will work. Okay! New city time! Ado sounds as good a name to me as any. Yes, working one of those tiles, this city will get its first couple population boosts very quickly. Oh, and look at that! The Incans are right outside the door. Well, guess what? My artillery haven't moved yet this turn. That cost you a unit. Alright. So, first things first, a city wall.
Construction started.
And I am going to shamelessly rush by that. Hopefully, we don't get taken out in one turn. The machine gunner should be able to fight against whatever those things are. After that, we are going to want a granary. Then an aqueduct.
Construction started.
Then a temple and a theater.
Construction started.
And from there, it's going to be the money buildings. The marketplace, then the bank.
Construction started.
Once you've got... And this place is actually going to grow pretty quickly as far as size is concerned.
Construction started.
Television might need... No. I'm not sure when someone's going to get robotics. That's going to be the big question. But I'll put television in the queue for now.
Construction started.
I'm going to want to buy a lot of those. I'm going to want Edo to grow quickly. Okay. Very quickly. Does Kyoto have... I'm tempted to try to send a counter-insurgency against this group here. Not sure I have anyone... Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to gather a stack together here. Oh, I'll have them move forward. Just in case. You know what I can do with Public Works? That should be worth the time. What terrain is that? That is, in fact, a hill. Okay. This is a hill, but it already has rails in it. I am going to take these two tiles here, these plains tiles, terraform them in the grassland, switch their production over to food, basically, and then build rails going across here. If I'm going to terraform a tile, I'm going to destroy all of the goodies on it. So I want to make sure that if I'm going to ever change them, that I do so first. Got nothing else brewing there, so I will go ahead and swap them over. I'm doing that essentially to prep them, and then I'll build a rail connecting across here. Looks like that would be a convenient thing to have. I realize that they can still link up underneath and through the city, but it does all still cost movement points, so I think that's going to be a worthwhile investment. Give them a better option to getting there. Alright, let me quickly check my... Still looking strong. Okay. Ooh! The Egyptians have been demoted to very weak in comparison to me. This bodes extremely well. Extremely well. I'll wait until the artillery is ready. Okay. Yeah, I have something of a plan for Satsuma right now. Okay. Kinetic tailoring slated for 11 turns. Should be soon enough. Let's do this.
Building complete.
Get out of here, you obnoxious little fruit fly! Ugh! Eat those things. I hate them. Alright.
Let's go overseas.
What we're doing. Nice. There's another one.
Let's go overseas.
Okay. Artillery fortifies. Interesting. They retreated. They were like, artillery, holy crap, we're out of here. Rather than directly attack them, you know what? More artillery. Just keep thinning them down. Okay. Edo has a city wall. Hoover's machine gunner can fortify. Something's happening there. Not sure what. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I'm very glad that... oh, that one's new. They haven't suited away yet. I know the Canadians have lawyers. They haven't gotten rid of the one I put in Ottawa. Should hopefully keep their war machines barely sputtering along. That's the plan, anyhow. Oh, man. Now I'm thinking, with the Canadians declaring war on me, it's tempting to try to go after them instead. Wait a minute, I forgot to blow that boat up last turn. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Ugh. That was a mistake. Totally just forgot to do that. Okay. Yeah, pretty much everybody I have been up against has been very cantankerous this game, but the Canadians in particular have definitely seemed to be fitting the lawful evil archetype. Their attempts to sue me into oblivion have not been working, as they've finally taken military action. Opening the door for me to go beat them up. Show them what's boss. No point in buying the... Well, come to think of it, there are other things in this queue I want to get to sooner, but I should probably wait a few turns on that granary anyway. The building itself won't be useful for another 3 turns, and it'll be a lot of extra money spent that I don't need to. My cities are a lot happier than I would anticipate them being right now. Let me make sure that I'm not sitting on surplus entertainers anywhere. Huh? Edmonton needs its entertainer to keep from rioting at the moment, but the Coliseum will fix that. And they do have a cathedral in the queue after that. Fantastic. Okay. My ending turn? I think I'm ending turn. I have some public works to spare, and this is a tile that's been bugging me right here. Let me make that into a grassland as well. Could start cutting down some forests, maybe drain some swamps around Satsuma. I'll have to wait on that. Okay, next turn.
Building complete.
Oh, is that the approach you're gonna take? You too, huh? Alright. Well, they're still building an artillery, but they've got a cannon they can use. Why? You can go back to working that tile now. Oh, we could use some extra scientists here. There we go. Meanwhile, in Edo, this artillery should be able to one-shot this ship of the line. Ooh, not quite, but pretty close. Alright. Yeah, still trying to merge these guys together. Okay, so we've got artillery set. You two here. The alligator. Alright, Macaulay. Have a franchise. Ooh, failure!
Let's go overseas.
Circle around northward. Have them sit and wait there. Okay, Satsuma now has a lawyer in their queue. I'm okay with this. Addis Ababa has finished their incubation center. Know what I'll do with my public works this turn? There you go. What the... just happened? No, seriously, what just happened? Hopefully it's just a graphical glitch. Yeah, I'm not seeing my updated... Huh. I guess I'll find out next turn. Yeah, your lone musketeer outside my city is so dead right now. You might not know it yet, but... all 3 cannon! Bye. Addis Ababa. What are we going to have you do now? Yeah, you're gonna work on a wonder. You're definitely gonna work on a wonder. Oh. Already got contraception on the way. I guess I'm gonna work on Globesat.
Construction started.
6 turns to finish that? Okay. Let me check one thing real quick. I believe... Okay. Yes, good. Good. Yep, still just working the river tiles in Kyoto. What's Vancouver doing food-wise? I did kind of slow them down a bit. Alright, that's fine. Kyoto's still cranking along. Alright. So far, so good, I think. I can move on to the next turn now.
Building complete.
Heard a cannon. Oh, right, up here. Bye. Bye. Dick. Okay. I do not want another lawyer at Satsuma. That one was enough. One at each end. I think we're good. Yeah, they're gonna have to crank out like a full stack of units, I think. And under the circumstances, I'm probably gonna have them do that all by themselves, too. Am I building? Yeah. They're building an oil refinery.
Construction started.
And an incubation center.
Construction started.
From there, I will need more machine gunner and artillery units.
Construction started.
Kyoto. I was hoping you'd end up with more production than that. Well, an incubation center.
Construction started.
Isan. I know what I can do for Kyoto. I can give them another mine. It'll be one less scientist, admittedly, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Have a productive capital city. Alright, you can sleep. You can bombard Kopan. They broke something in there. Oh, you're being chased.
Let's go overseas. Let's go overseas.
Franchise! Yes.
Let's go overseas.
Yet another one. How are these doing? Have the Egyptians gotten around to suing theirs yet? No, in fact, the Canadians haven't sued the last one I put there. They are just not dealing with that at all. Well, good. Let us... yeah, I'll put one there. So, with that tile having been forcefully reoccupied... There we go. We can go back to working... Why are you working a swamp tile that doesn't have alligator on it? There is literally no purpose to that whatsoever. Here, have a laborer instead. Oh, you know what? I changed my mind. There's still a water tile over there. Let's use that. Okay. So we've got our alligator monopoly working again. That should greatly improve funds in Satsuma. 4 turns to Globesat, 5 to Contraception, and Vancouver has lost its celebration status. And I don't believe there's a building I can produce for that either, is there? Nope. One fewer scientists, one more entertainer. Okay. One more turn, and then I need to buy that granary. I can press on. Wait, peace? Really? From who? The Canadians? Alright, you're lucky. I'm accepting that for now. Very lucky. Playing a game of golf with a gator. Alright. Let's continue our siege of Kopan. Aww. Damn it, learn to aim. You hit civilians. Okay. Looks like I failed to get this place last time. See if we can get it now. Yes. Wow. That might be their entire civ. Doing a little bit of exploration. Okay. Wow. Oh, there's the one over here, that's right. Still have one over there to do something about. French. Okay, it is time to brush by that granary. We'll be just in time. Kyoto's about to grow again. Stuff there.
Building complete.
Koreans exploring with an ancient tribal warrior. Okay, Vancouver got its defenders. We're actually not at war with the Koreans right now. Another unit in there just bit the dust. Okay. Edo should now be working both crabs. Yes. Good chunk of money for such a small city. I am in need of a caravan now. I'm going to put that into my queue for Kyoto after its incubation center, who is at that point going to work on the Genome Project. Loading up queues with wonders has become that time again. Okay, Vancouver, let us move you on to something else to produce. All that's in your queue is artillery, so that's all you're going to try to make for now. Yeah, your production is not so high that I would want to invest in the oil refinery and incubation center. Instead, I'm going to have you simply, humbly be producing infrastructure. There we go. Take your relatively small production amount and simply dump it into public works. Although I have to say, there is potential here. I use those public works to get the production up. I could do something nice. Okay, yes, I do not want you to work that tile, Kyoto. I want you to have another scientist again. There we go. These are looking good. These numbers are looking good. Yeah, it is a non-divided Korea. It is just Korea in this game. They aren't big enough to... Well, actually, I do suppose... I suppose they actually do have... It's more of an East and West Korea on this map, actually. Insofar as East and West mean anything on a toroidal planet. Okay. I'm probably going to end up changing governments, like, immediately after I finish contraception. Try to make the most of my wonders while they are still active. Robotics requires mass production. As a matter of fact, they're adjacent to each other on the same angle of the tech tree. The same branch. Mechanical discoveries, specifically. So, essentially, my first warning that the London Exchange and Galileo's telescope would be expiring would be the message that the Hagia Sophia and the other ones based on mass production are expiring. Yeah, I still... Chichen Itza is still active. That's why I have no crime, even in my smallest cities. That wonder is still functioning. It's still working. Chichen Itza is actually still live. Is still a current thing. Okay, globe set in 2 turns, and we'll see if I can, in fact, get a game video to run properly. I'll have to remember to pause the music next turn, not plow on through it, so that you can actually hear that video, its own audio, without interruption. Rubik's Cube planet. I actually hadn't thought of that. I did picture... I had a design for a game once, where they would actually be like terrain tiles that would shift, sliding block puzzle style, but like a 15 puzzle, but not as far as a Rubik's Cube idea. That's an interesting idea, actually. The police chief is a giant chicken, I tell you! A giant chicken!
Done here.
Yeah, so you are. You are indeed done. You really ought to rethink your life, dude. Like, seriously. You're just asking for trouble right now. Yes, Lou Boo. Yes, greatest warrior in China. Or a giant chicken. Okie dokie. Yeah. I have all these public works and I don't know what to do with them. But there's certainly plenty that can be done with them. I guess I should get to using them. Well, if I just hold on to them a little bit longer, I can make good on my threat and actually put a hill outside of Vancouver. But I think I'm better off using them for Satsuma's purpose right now, because they are on the front line against my toughest opponent. They need help. They have 2 swamp tiles in their city radius that are doing literally nothing. Yeah, we've got the public works to drain one of them. Let's do that. Build a monument to your greatness, a huge mountain. I can't build mountains until I have fusion. I need fusion tech to terraform into a mountain. I can make a hill, though. It's expensive, but I can make a hill. Okay. Do I want to buy that aqueduct? Yes, I do. Next turn, please.
Building complete.
Oh. That should be okay. That should be a small amount of damage. Okay. Genetic tailoring I now have. Great. Physics, communism, Plan F, and mass production. Yep. Yeah, those are the 5 wonders that expire with somebody researching mass production right there. And I have 2 of those. I have Chichen Itza and Hagia Sophia. Actually, I think Did I end up taking Confucius Academy? Or am I getting my two games mixed up right now? At any rate, communism is there as an option now. That is actually another modern government I could switch to, other than democracy. And it's one I don't have all that much experience with. But it is an option. It is a massive production boost. Certainly a lot more than a democracy would be. And its knowledge is only ever so slightly less. Mind you, its conquest to distress is terrible, and its pollution is literally the worst in the game. It will... this is not an exaggeration. If I switch governments to communism, it will, as soon as that government becomes active, triple my pollution. Exactly. It is a governmental multiplier. All pollution under a communism is tripled. It's just that bad. That can be a problem. It can be a real problem. More units than a democracy before war discontent becomes a problem. One thing I should note is that once I do modernize my government, rush buying will become more expensive. That is actually something that happens. From democracy onward, all rush buy costs get increased. Just one of those funny little things. Absolutely no martial law happiness in a democracy. Communism does have some. Although, I don't know, actually, it is better than a theocracy, come to think of it. Alright, I've looked at that long enough. There's really only one thing here that makes a lot of sense for me to go for, and that is physics. I will go ahead and snatch that up now. And it seems that I've already got plenty of research points. So I will have that promptly next turn. What I'm actually hoping that I can do, if I can put... I mentioned a glitch earlier regarding the monument screen, that you can actually reach the Diamond Age without triggering the Genetic Age, and you end up skipping the monument screen. If I manage to put off robotics long enough, that can happen. So, if I start researching the physical science and flight branches, and I get far enough, that could actually happen. That might be a thing that occurs. And right now, that would seem to be my best approach. I could actually make it to Corporate Republic, if this keeps up. If I could make it all the way to space flight, before that becomes a problem. Mind you, in order to go into flight, even the very first flight tech aerodynamics requires mass production, and that would kill the Hagia Sophia and the Chichen Itza. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how things go. Play it by ear. Alright, battles time. There's going to be one good old-fashioned city raid coming, but first I have some artillery fire to unleash. Something in there died, but apparently it was not a military unit. Alright, looks like my veterans took a hit, but only gonna get worse if we sit outside. Go for it! Oof. Alright. That's what's usually going to be expected. All the machine gunners in the front ranks have been lost. The artillery are just fine, and they have finished off the battle for me. Communist Civ gameplays you! Okie dokie. Machu Picchu has been taken. I have a promoted artillery. I have 2 promoted artillery. Things getting built in cities. Celebration reminder for no good reason. Okay, so you all need to fortify. Nope. They are still wary. It has been too soon. Globesat coming in 2 turns. Okay. What is already in Machu Picchu? Granary, City Wall, screw the courthouse. Marketplace, Aqueduct, the Labyrinth. Obviously expired some time ago, but hey. It's still of some value. Okay, there might be some built-up production in here already. Enough for a cathedral? Nope. I'll rush by it anyway. And then chunk away at a drugstore, and got some of the older buildings missing here. Theater, temple. Call me back after that. We'll figure it out. Let's rush by Eido's temple. Gotta get them to money stuff sooner than later. I'm going to actually let some of these wonders and whatnot finish, I think. Oh, I really want to keep up the pressure. I really want to get more machine gunners going. Be a tough call. Let's shoot with the artillery first this time. No, didn't get a kill outright. Finish that unit off. Good odds. Not guaranteed, but good odds. There they go. Great. Oh, they moved a worker in there. Well, crud. The joiks. Very well. We've got a stack outside of Edmonton. Boom. Oh, that's bad. Okay, I really need to get back to producing units, but I've already got some of these wonders so close to finish. I definitely want to finish them. Machu Picchu, I choose you. Good one, good one. Okay. Have that caravan next turn. Away from here, you stupid frickin' flies, I tell ya. Okay, let us... That's a bit far away, but now it should be harder for anyone else to reach. Let's drain this swamp. Here we go. Get Satsuma some much needed useful tiles. You know what? Hope I don't regret this. I'm gonna build rails in this swamp right here. Link these cities together, but this way. Okay. Is Satsuma producing right now? Okay. I approve. Next turn, please.
Building complete.
You're funny. Attack them with one unit? Really? Physics. Interesting. Only 3 options are listed. We would seem to be a little bottlenecked at the moment. Alright. Steel it is. What is this? Our scientists have downloaded the secret of fascism from the internet. That explains a few things. Ah. Okay, that is actually something of a warning to me. That tells me at least one other civ in the game has researched it themselves. Otherwise, the internet would not have given it to me for free. Someone else might be going to Plan F. That could get ugly. I would really have to take the defensive if that ends up being the case. I really don't want to switch to fascism myself. I shouldn't need to, but it is going to be something I'll have to be very cautious of. You have discovered fascism. Would you like to enact a new government now? Extremely tempting, but no. No, I will not be doing that. Insipid Japanese, we the Canadians demand that you refrain from Here we go again! Yes, I accept you. I will not pirate you, okay? I will not pirate you. You were dicks before. I pirated you and you were being dicks. I took the city you were actually doing the trade from in the first place. I don't need to pirate anything else you're doing. We don't need to be at war. That's all on you, man. That's all on you. Okay. Let's see. They are no longer wary. Let's try to franchise Macaulay again. Yes. Ooh, look at that. This is a jade trade good tile here. Something you might find in the jungle. Okay, yes, I definitely have something to do with that lawyer. Boy, do I ever. But you know what? We're at war. Maybe I should just use my cannon. Just save the 500. Nah. Did say there were 3 units there. Let me take like this ancient mounted archer and try to step it into that tile. Why did it suddenly warp to my other lawyer? There were other units in there. He's got spies. Well, I could send them home, or I could execute them. Bye. Okay. No unconventional warfare for you. I caught you in the act. Man, I'm beginning to wonder if there's any units in Kopon at all at this point. Now, why did this lawyer wake up? Aha! Good job. You can go back to sleep. So, what is over this way? Looks like there's another city over that way. Okay, you can go have another latte or something now. Alright, that tile is no longer a swamp. It is now a grassland. We can go ahead and work that once we get the pop up to that level. Or once that farm is finished, I can get there. That is still... What happened in that tile? It's not letting me upgrade it either. Wait a minute, hold on. I know what happened over there. That tile no longer has access to irrigation. The farm literally dried up. That's what happened over there. That's not good. It's almost as if the AI was cheating when I took it over, and it's like, oh wait, you're not allowed to have that now. Actually, what happened was that the farm here got pillaged, and then that one became unupgradable under the circumstances. Well, let's get this cannon outside of... Nice! Dropped it in 1. I was not anticipating that, actually. That is a big stack. Okay, well, it's 2 units shorter now. What on earth are you all doing? Man. Inkans in particular are just being a nuisance. That's why I went after them first. I need to get more units together here. Okay, so am I ending turn now? Is that like a thing that's happening? Almost. I need more production in Kyoto. Have another mine. Have another hill. I realize I'm slowing my research down, but it's also becoming a little less important at the moment. So I'm sort of okay with that. Yeah, so I have fewer scientists in Kyoto now, but working with what I need. Okay, Globesat will finish next turn, so let me pause the music and see if this video will play properly under those circumstances. I'm hoping! I'm hoping!
Building complete. In a world of overpopulation and starvation, contraception provides a small ray of hope.
Yes! I have de-ghettoized the Wonder videos. Success! Okay, yes. Contraception. Good stuff there. Oh, they both finished.
Nuclear interception initialized. Globesat data confirming. Nuclear weapon identified. Time to target destruction. 5.3302 seconds.
Globesat is great fun. I now have radar coverage of the entire planet. Go away. Noxious little pricks. Okay. I'm running out of things to research. I may have to trip mass production myself before long. I'm researching communism and delay it as much as I can. So yes, contraception has been completed. Lots more happiness everywhere. These are going to be lots of happiness notifications here as a result. And this, Globesat has been completed. You can see that the fog of war, and indeed the exploration black, has now all completely vanished. And until someone researches alien archaeology, it will stay gone for me. I get to see everything. I am the eye in the sky. Looking at you, well, I can't read your mind. I certainly can't do that, but I can see whatever it is you are up to, you annoying pricks. Each and every one of you. So, let's do a little exploring, shall we? We've got Seoul there, now updated. I never was able to look south of this mountain range, so... Giza and Memphis, some more Egyptian cities down there. Look at that remote little one, Oryx. Looks nice. Okay, here's more of the Canadian area. They've got Winnipeg hiding back down in there. Is it really just those three cities? Wow. They've been real... No, they've got one hiding up here. Regina. Interesting. So here are where the Nigerians are. Finally, I get to see them. They've got 3 cities sitting there. Okay. Yeah, this looks almost Pangean. It's just one sort of long stretch there. We have essentially an ocean strip. Oh! Oh! No, you don't understand. This is beyond rare. Volcanoes are the #1 source of production on the planet in this game. There is room here for a city to access 2 of them at once. 2 of them. And there's a frickin' trench running through it. No, not a trench. What is it called? A rift. That will be like the #1 production hotspot on the planet. That city will be able to crank out Diamond Age wonders in like 2 or 3 turns, tops. That is ridiculous. I could just set up mag tubes, undersea tunnels, and maglevs leading to that city, to the continent, and have that one city basically do all of my unit production. That is insane. The way things are going, I might actually be able to win the game, Alien Life Project and everything, before I even need to get a sea city set up, but that is incredible. Yeah, this is just insane. Absolutely insane. And look at all these whales around, too. There's 5 of them in close proximity to all of this. Yeah, if I put a city here, and I think that's the only spot that would do it, it could reach this volcano, and this whale. That would get you all of them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rift tiles would be on it as well, including the tile it itself is sitting on. That is ridiculous. And it can certainly produce the money buildings extremely quickly, too. And there's a good amount of money to be had underwater, too, especially if you're mining it. And yeah, all of those whale can be sent into it. It's massive overkill, but that is astounding. There's another volcano down here as well, and squid. I see there's another squid there, too. Oh, man. Lots of whale out there. Yeah, that is an amazing, amazing ocean. And look how close it is to where I am. Oh, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Well, I can actually see Calgary now. I can see whose hands that's in. I've been wondering about that, actually. Okay, no units hiding from me anywhere on the map. Well, the hidden units, you know, stealth units, trade units, and whatnot, radar won't find them for me, but... Oh, look at that. He built a listening post. Interesting. Completely unnecessary for me now. For all intents and purposes, I've got the whole map covered with those. And radar towers. Great stuff. Buy that underwater commander! Yes! Risk 2210. Fantastic game. Foolish Japanese, we the Ethiopians present you with a temporary peace treaty so we might end the bloodshed between our nations. You know what's up! Very well, I accept. I'm at war with enough people as it is. Triremes and longships are now obsolete because I know steel. I have some empty queues where I built 2 wonders. Let me get the music up and running for you again, shall we? That button. Man, it's only been an hour and a half. It feels like I've been at this a lot longer than that. Okay. Things may slow down as far as the unit animations are concerned for a little bit because, yeah, the game is definitely looking at a lot more at once now. But, totally worth it. We now have a much better sense of what's going on the planet. Oh, that stunk. Okay. Ooh, that's unpleasant. I'm gonna bombard you. Got something out of there. It sounded like a cannon. Let me up my defenses of this tile, actually. I'm more concerned about that than I am the city getting hit directly at this point. As a matter of fact, here, have some more. They all add up. Against that quantity, I'm definitely going to want to make sure I have some more units to cover for my artillery so that they can fire. Ah. Kyoto, what shall we do with you? You're currently working on the Genome Project. I think I'm gonna let you continue to do so. Osaka, we need units again. We very much need units. And we've got a good chunk of artillery already stocked up. I want Dinosaur Park, but I want it in a specific place. Dinosaur Park affects the city you build it in. Kinda wish I could wait until I could get a sea city, and then build Dinosaur Park there, where all those whale are going to meet up, but that's going to take too long. It's going to take way too long, unfortunately. How is Edo doing now? Nice, they've started working on that trench. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely want to start working towards what would lead to sea colonies. The sad part is, I'll probably end up getting access to sea and space colonies at the same time. The way this is going. Yeah, there's an odd sort of mixture of the way things go. I am definitely going to have to take mass production myself very soon. And from there, I can start working through different angles. Oh, don't need any more entertainers here. Now would be a good time for me to change governments, but I'm so close to Corporate Republic at this point that I think I actually want to hold out until I get to there. Have that instead of a democracy. It's even more modern and pretty much better off. Beef vat. Yeah. With your massive production total, wow, it's over 1,200. Do I want to have you build artillery? No, I think it's going to be machine gunners.
Construction started.
Tatsumo working on an oil refinery. Vancouver, you're still good doing what you're doing. You just keep right on with that. I'm fine with this. You don't need that entertainer anymore, that's for certain. Here, have an additional scientist instead. Yeah, that should be fine. Addis Ababa. Yes, more machine gunners, please. Edmonton doesn't... Oh. There we go. Now it's in celebration range, and once it has its cathedral, I can put them back to work. Edo is in celebration range now. Machu Picchu is... Alright, they are all looking good right now. Good stuff. Who is still at war with me and camped outside one of my cities? Incan, Nigerian, and Egyptian. Those three. Orange, green, and slate. Not blue. I am blue. They're a bluish gray. Yeah, that needs to be a priority. That needs to be dealt with. Wish I could deal with you right now. Alright, more than any other city I have, it's Edo that I want to have grow. I really want them to get some more production going, but I don't have an easy means of doing so. There are hills there, but they're desert hills. Well, now that Machu Picchu is in my hands, that's a lot safer. Hopefully I can get away with that. Let's go ahead and work that. I know that slows the food down, but I've got plenty right now as it is. I want the production to go up. Oh, it's actually strictly inferior than this tile. Than the trench. Up until I get, Up until I get the mine actually finished. Yes, the Egyptians are no longer friends with us. The Egyptians are being real meanie faces right now. They're not nice to me. They're really mean. Really, really mean. I don't know why, my camera, just seems to keep wanting to drift a little on me. There, just a second. Okay. Yeah, my windows are layered a little awkwardly right now. Try to keep things... No, I think we're good. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. I was never able... That mountain range, I wasn't able to get my corporate branch beyond it, so those guys are... well, good. I can't believe that so many... Oh, yeah, the Canadians sued theirs away. They got rid of their franchises. But so many of the other ones are still kicking around. I don't know why the Egyptians don't have it. Yes. Being real meanie heads. Okay. Looks like I can end turn once more. Another thing I'd like to do with Public Works is actually get Machu Picchu linked up with the rest of my places here. As I remember, I was building a railway across here, and I still want to. It's gonna be the most efficient way to get into Machu Picchu. That's a scary prospect, but that might actually be my best bet. Just march straight up that way.
Building complete.
There's a lot of icons over there. I get to see the AI do a lot more of its turn now. Ooh! He really wants that alligator. There we go. As usual, lost the melees, the ranged survive. I now know there are at least 3 cannon in that city. Yeah, very busy turn. Okay. There is literally no other option for me to research. I have to obsolete my own wonders now and research mass production. But that's okay. I've got the Hagia Sophia replaced, essentially. Well covered, and with all of my cities celebrating, they're not going to suffer crime anyhow, so I don't need the Chichen Itza anymore either. So I am okay with taking mass production. What happened here? Oh! Edison's lab finished communism for me. That's right. I did end up building that in this game. No, I will wait at this point. Naive Japanese, we the Koreans demand that you refrain from piracy to show mercy in your time of greatness. I wasn't gonna pirate you, I accept. I'm fine with that. You're good. You're good. Osaka is completely filled with units and therefore can't produce any more. I'm a freaking moron. I forgot all about that. I will deal with that momentarily. Looks like I am going to be going due north from Osaka, so let me get these. I can't go that far, unfortunately. I don't have the Public Works anymore either. I take it he's working that tile? Yeah, he is. No, I am. I totally am. I just don't have the... Yeah, it'll cost me more Public Works than that. Alright, so in Osaka, let us have the modern units alone, work their way to, I guess, here. The lawyer woke up again. flyby, maybe? Oh well. Okay, slogging through the swamp. At least there's some railways behind it. We still have a full movement point? Yes. Ibadan, work for me! Oh, come on! The center of the railway system's probably not the best place to put that. Alright, all you guys, bombard those cannon in there. Something in there died. Not sure what, but something did. Addis Ababa. Alright, is that it for this turn? Seems like it. You're not celebrating. You grew. You're not happy enough now. Here you go. Cathedral in 8 turns? That's not that expensive. I'll buy it for you. Be able to put those 4 entertainers back to gainful work. You're about to grow. I will rush by your theater so that you don't have a similar issue. I think you're going to be fine for now. I'll just leave you. That mine is not finished yet, but it looks like it might be next turn. Yeah. Get on through.
Building complete.
He's actually dodging my unit rather than killing it. Ow, that cannon barely survived. Thank you so much. Van Zazakon, I greatly appreciate that follow. Thank you for that. Hope you enjoy your stay. Machine gunners! Cathedral... Okay, good. Good. You guys! Hitting that city. No KOs? Darn. Satsuma still has a cannon in it. Hit that boat that just arrived. Alright, I need to start diverting some units towards Satsuma because this is getting ugly. Machine gunners coming. I think I'm going to have to start sending the ones that I build over that way. I think I need to make good on my threat to get Vancouver's production better. Here, Vancouver, have a hill. Have a freaking hill. I will mine it for you later, but go ahead and work it for now. And I am just going to tell you to start cranking out machine gunners right here. No, I'm going to tell you to build an oil refinery right here and now.
Construction started.
You do that. Addis Ababa, you keep working on machine gun... Yeah, I need lots more machine gunners at the moment. There's what? Okay. I do still need to send people to Machu Picchu, so that's gonna happen. Okay. You. I think I'm gonna send you straight on to Satsuma right now. You can go back to sleep, dude. That's my own lawyer. Okay. Put you... this tile to defend here. Okay. McCurdy! There we go, got one. See if we can work our way back down to where the Canadians are. Oh, Tideweather's not gonna move a unit. Okay. Lock them together. You're still camped outside my... Oh, I don't have anything there to do the bombardment with. Edmonton's in trouble. Edmonton's in serious trouble. I gotta get down there. Yeah, I definitely need to start cranking out the units. There's no doubt about that. Alright. It was nice to get lots of... Is your mine done? It is. Okay. There we go. And get Edo's production up much faster. I will buy that marketplace for you. Okay. They played the previous game. That's a good one. I got a machine gunner there, but... Yeah. Damn it. Alright. I don't like the circumstances that Edmonton are under right now. One bit. But I'm more concerned about Satsuma. This is definitely what it has come to. I need units. Lots of them. Alright, looks like they're done. Yes! Franchise. And I don't seem to have angle on Ottawa.
Let's go overseas.
Guess I'm heading back north again. Okay. Aye. Jerk. Alright. I need artillery for Satsuma now. Nobody is building artillery right now, so let me change that. Let's have Osaka do that.
Construction started.
You guys... soften up that town while you're here. Well, I suppose ultimately I want to move them into Machu Picchu. Some of them. I should be able to afford this now. I shall do so. And I can get the rails here extended out. I can... Oh, what's going on? There we go. Rails out to there. Let's go ahead and put rails out to that too. I'll turn that into a grassland tile. Put rails there as well. Link those up. What is the next military unit I could research? Technically, I suppose... Okay. Alright, what it's... The proper answer to your question is actually the Marine. Which I will have next turn. It comes with mass production. Hey, Gettysburg. Arguably, I'm winning. This is me, and this is the other civs. But... things are definitely starting to look thin. Although a lot of them have calmed down, I was at war with 5 players at one point earlier tonight. And although I've got lots of franchises everywhere kind of limiting their options, they are still managing to outpace me. This whole 3-front battle I seem to be involved in right now is really wearing me down. I'm running out of units to handle things. Probably just a matter of time before one of them manages to take a city from me. But I'm hoping that I can hold the line at least a little bit longer before I have to work on a concentrated effort of that regard. Edmonton can go back to work. There we go. Still celebrating. No extra credit for happiness beyond 85. Alright. Artillery incubations. Alright. This is looking good. This is looking workable. This is looking doable. How's that bank coming along? I'm only gonna get more value. I'd better wait. This gold count is actually starting to slink down a bit here.
Building complete.
Uh-oh. Damn, he did go for Edmonton. He's gonna take it, too. So Edmonton is now a Nigerian city. Was Canadian, then Japanese, it is now Nigerian. I'm sure I'll be reclaiming it at some point. Right now, I'm most concerned about making sure Satsuma does not suffer the same fate. Okay, we have options again. Things that were hiding behind mass production. We've got aerodynamics. Airport is a gold boosting building. That is going to be extremely valuable to me very soon. And yeah, I could start building air units, although I usually don't bother. The downside, though, is that airports produce a lot of pollution. And where I'm planning on going, that's going to be a serious issue. So I may actually have to invest in conservation first. Recycling plants will really help solve that problem. As far as units are concerned, hard to argue with tank warfare. That would really help me punch through in that angle. Although that is a dead end, it doesn't lead to anything else whatsoever. Robotics is the one thing I will not be going for, as awesome as Warwalkers and robotic plants, and especially these. The top tier food out of water and production out of land tile improvements. Because these are much more valuable than these. I want Galileo's telescope and London Exchange to run for as long as possible. I will be avoiding this tech like the plague. I will only be taking it as soon as somebody else takes it. That's essentially my time limit in the game. When I get the notification that these have expired, that's when I know things are in trouble. If I've actually already managed to glitch out the monument screen, then I should be fine. I should be golden. Under the circumstances, tanks sound like a really, really good idea right now. I will take tank warfare first. I am okay with this. Edison's lab. Oh, I would have had it anyway, but okay. That is the thing about Edison's lab. This laundry list of units is now obsolete. Now that I have mass production. Good. Shrink the list down. Happy for that. Hagia Sophia is now obsolete. Chichen Itza is now obsolete. The effect of the Chichen Itza is to completely eliminate crime in my civilization. Yeah, look how much crime I have now. Now that it's expired. Isn't much at all, is it? Those are really small numbers. Really small. Okay. Time to get celebrations active again. Looks like I'm removing a scientist to add an engineer. Doing the same thing here. Ado. Oh, I can give you another happiness building. Put the Colosseum in there, and I will rush by that for you. And then Machu Picchu. Oh, I told you to build a drugstore, huh? You're a good ways into it. You've probably got enough. Yeah, I can put an entertainer there. No theater? Damn. That might be a problem. After the... I'll wait. Maybe buy that drugstore when I get the chance. Genome Project coming up next turn, so I'll pause the music before I end that turn. And it looks like I'll be starting my break after that. Okay, this artillery needs to be over here, holy crap. It's gonna take a turn to get there, unfortunately. I guess it's just more stuff that has to be carried. It actually moves slower on rails. It's still wary, but I suppose it's worth the risk. There's not a whole lot else I can do with this corporate branch right now anyhow. Nope. Failed again.
Let's go overseas.
Alright, I guess they're just gonna sit and wait then. Darn. Alright, next turn I should not have any crime whatsoever with all of my cities in celebration status. Okay. Satsuma now has this tile back here they could be working. Let us do that. Machu Picchu, let's get that linked up. I'll start by doing that. You guys, is it? Yeah, there's an artillery in there. Try to soften that place up a little. Put them together. Is there a cannon in here? There is. Let's use it. Whatever little damage we can do. Man, I still have like 900 public works here. I know one thing I can do with it. It'll be a little more expensive to build it here, as opposed to, say, you know, here. But I'm gonna do it. More production in that tile. It's better for them to work. It's worth the extra cost. Alright, this city should be okay. I want to get some more mines going, if I can. Mines do also provide some additional gold as well, and that's going to be a very big gold city. Very big. I finished that caravan, and I never set up my trade route, did I? Although, until I get better production buildings, I'm not sure it's actually going to be better. Crab. From Vancouver to Edo, I in fact will turn a profit, so I shall do so. Trade route established. So now I have one of those blue lines going. Yes, Vancouver is no longer benefiting from this trade good. It is no longer getting money for this crab. Instead, it is being sent to Edo, where it is worth 30 gold instead of 10, and of course, whatever buildings we've got that boost gold in a city will affect that as well. I just need to make sure that these guys don't pirate it, and I got a good chunk of money going. With extra funds each turn. That should help. Okay, let me pause the music because I've got another Wonder video coming. Let's do this.
Building complete.
Genome Project. Artificially enhances humans, which increases the host civilization's production by 10% and increases the strength of their units. Good stuff. Someone else has almost finished the agency. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay, artillery, machine gunners. Alright. Yes, Osaka's artillery force needs to go this way. Alright, you two. Bombard this guy. Oh, the artillery couldn't fire that turn, but that's okay. Are we at war? I don't think we're at war anymore, no. How about you stop trespassing? Okay. There we go. And work that tile again. This is getting expensive to continue trying. It's a little risky. But also worth it. Yes! Success.
Let's go overseas.
To the next one. Sit tight there. Okay. Satsuma is at 9 units now with this one sitting here. It's good to see. I'm actually gonna be sending him back out the other way before long, I think. Make room for that artillery in the city. Alright. Lots of public works. Lots of it. That is now a grassland. Good to see that. Actually a tile that I am working right now, amazingly enough. Well, I suppose it could be taken away relatively quickly. All the same, let us buff that up. Fact. Let's go ahead and go all the way along here. Those are all within my city radii. All tiles for me to use. There we go. Looking good. Oops. Let me check on this real quick. I want to make sure that I have everything I need to do done this turn. Before I go on break. Hollywood, the agency, dynasty. I need units. I need units. Mind you, I'm going to have tank warfare available next turn.
Construction starts.
Set them on artillery. Satsuma needs an entertainer. Everyone else is looking good. Okay, I will save the game at this time as a precaution. Save it over that old one. And I will be putting the music back on now, but not this game's music. Something to keep you occupied for my break. Shouldn't be too long. I will see you in a bit.